Good evening, everyone. This is Robert from RJL 518, welcoming you to another exciting game of Inside Pitch, the 1976 season. Today's date is April 22nd in 1976, now getting into the later part of the month of April. We are at Wrigley Field tonight. It's the Montreal Expos taking on the Chicago Cubs. The Expos come into this game with a record of 8-4, so they're off to a very strong start. The Cubs, on the other hand, a record of 1 win and 9 losses. And if you think the Cubs are having a tough time in the early part of the standings, you can see that the Chicago White Sox haven't won a game yet. They're 0-8. So both teams on the north and south side of Chicago are having their difficulties in the early part of this season. They're not getting any help from FastScore, but we'll see what happens tonight. The Cubs actually won this game historically 5-4, and the Expos are off to a pretty good start, so we will see what happens tonight in hopefully an exciting game in the National League. Starting pitcher for the Chicago Cubs was Reuschel. 14 wins, 12 losses, a save, a 3.46 ERA. He gets the call tonight for the Cubbies here at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Wrigley Field, actually a pretty much of a home run haven here. They've got 8 cells of home run hits, and at 155 homers. So this place was definitely a hitter's park. But we're all set to go. The Expos and the Cubs. Hopefully a good game. Let's get underway. Leading off starting the top of the first, leading off for the Expos, center fielder Jerry White, 245 average, 2 homers, 21 RBIs. Rick Reuschel had 146 strikeouts and 59 walks in 76. Even though the Cubs are off to a 1-9 start, Wrigley Field, as usual, is still stuck to the Raptors, as, of course, the Cubs fans love their team. Reuschel's first pitch, 6-1, strikeout, 19 is high. White will take a swing, and that's going to be a 5-6, and it's a fly out to center. That's out number 1. I'm actually going to read the white die first. For the Cubs, we're using red, white, and blue dice. For the Cubs, 1 man down, and that will bring up the batter will be left fielder Larry Bittner. He will be traded to Chicago later in the year. He is at left field for this matchup, 237 average, 18 RBIs. Archie joins us here at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Reuschel's pitch, 3-4. That's a possible error. Bittner's going to swing, 6-2. That's a base hit to right field. That's going to be a single. The ball is hit to Jerry Morales. His error rating is a 3. That's a 17. He won't make an error, but Bittner is safe at first. Nice single by Bittner. And the next batter is first baseman Mike Jorgensen. 254 average, 6 homers, 23 RBIs. Infield goes halfway. Check to see if anything on the strat. There is none. Reuschel will pitch. That's a 4-3. That's a walk. That 5 is good. Wrigley Field subtracts 3 from walks, but Jorgensen is a 13, and he will walk Jorgensen. So already the Cubs in early danger here in the top of the first. Runners at first and second, and that will bring up a very young Gary Carter. Carter is in right field for this game. He is not the catcher. Carter had played half the season that year in 76, 219 average, 6 homers, 38 RBIs. Gary Carter is in right for this game for the Expos. Should be wearing a Mets cap in the Hall of Fame. I don't care what Cooperstown says. Check to see if there is a strat, and that is a 14. No. Reuschel will pitch. 3-2 against a righty. Strikeout, 17 is high. Carter will take a swing. 4-6. He grounds it to short. Do they turn the double play? 3-0-4. Second baseman Trio -1 is a 3. A 1-3, they turn the double play. Yes, they do. Side retired. 4-6-3 double play. So no runs. There was a hit for the Expos, but that is all they'll get. As Kerry Carter grounds out into the DP. Sometimes you get the twin killing. Bottom of the first, starting pitcher for the Montreal Expos, Clay Kirby. 1 win, 8 losses, a 5.72 ERA. He gets the call today for the Expos. He only had about 15 starts. So we'll see how he does against this Cubs team. Leading off for the Cubs, center fielder Rick Monday, 272 average, 32 bombs, 77 RBIs. Monday had a good year. Nothing wrong with that season. 32 home runs. And 272. That's a good year. Bears Den 007 joins us here at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Kirby will pitch 5-3, walk 7. That is going to be too high. Monday has a 9, but -3 makes it a 6. So Monday doesn't walk. Monday will swing, though, 3-4, and that's a base hit right up the middle past Kirby. Leadoff single for the Cubs. Cubs trying to get something going here early in the season. Already a record of 1 win and 9 losses. Not off to a good start. Next batter, left fielder Jose Cardinal. There's a good player for you. 299 average, 8 homers, 47 runs batted in 76. Infield halfway. Check to see if anything on the strat. No. Kirby will pitch. 1-2. That is a home run chance. Cardinal a righty. A 1-7. That's a 20. It's too high. Cardinal will swing. 5-3. It's a star 5, and he flies out the left. So he hits a fly ball deep, close to the ivy out there. It's still kind of April, so the ivy really hasn't grown yet there at that time, but it is 1 out. Next up, third baseman, a young Bill Madlock. 339 average, 15 bombs, 84 runs batted in, but with a range of 1, Madlock actually was not good in the field, but you can tell he was there because of his stick. Monday on at first. Let's see if anything on the strat occurring. That is a 3, and no. Could have a hit and run, but Monday would be a dead duck at that attempt. So they're going to go ahead and just swing away. Kirby will pitch. Remember, white die being read first. 5-3. That's a walk. That 15 is high. Madlock will swing 4-4, and he flies out the left. 2 down. Next up for the Cubbies is their right fielder, Jerry Morales. 274 average, 16 homers, 67 RBIs. Cubs could hit. They just were not that good a team that year. Checking on the strat. That is a 9. Nothing happening. Kirby will pitch. 2-4. That's a walk plus. That 14 will walk him. And now the Cubs have runners at first and second and 2 outs. First walk given up by Kirby. 51 strikeouts, 62 walks that year. And the next batter will be first baseman Andy Thornton. Thornton will be traded to the Expos later in the year. So we got a couple of players that are playing each other in this game that will be on the opposing teams later in the season. So Andy Thornton coming up to bat. There are 2 outs. Check the strat. That is a 19. Nothing happening. Kirby will pitch. 3-3 against the righty. Strikeout. 18 is high. Thornton will take a swing. 5-3. Star 1. He grounds it to second base, and that ends the inning. No runs and a hit for the Cubbies. No score after 1. Second inning coming up. Leading off for the Expos, third baseman Larry Parrish, 232 average, 11 homers, 61 RBIs in 76. Big Daddy Reuschel, 5-5. That's an error on a grounder. Parrish will swing 3-3, star 5. That is a ground ball to third. The ball is at the Madlock, His error rating is an 8. That's a 17. He'll make the play, out number 1. Next up for the Expos is the catcher, Barry Foote, 234 average, 7 homers, 27 RBIs. Reuschel with the pitch, 3-1, and that's an error on a throw. Foote will swing 6-5, and that's going to be a fly out to center field. There's no throwing error. So out number 2. And now the batter is the shortstop, Tim Foley. And Foley had a pretty decent career, actually. I've always was a little bit of an underrated player. Not the best of fielders, but he could swing the bat. Foley batted .264, 6 homers, 54 RBIs in 76. Reuschel will pitch. That's a 5-2. That's a blank. Foley will take a swing, 1-1, star 4, and he grounds it to third. And a 1-2-3 inning for Reuschel. Bottom of the second. Coming up for the Cubs, second baseman Manny Trio, 239 average, 4 homers, 59 RBIs. A young Manny Trio. He would find himself on a number of teams in his career. Kirby, 2-3, range play at the park. Wrigley Field says 2-1. That's a ground ball to third. That ball is hit to Parrish. His range is a 2. He's got it. Throws to first. Out number 1. Nice play there by Parrish, who grounds at the third. Next up will be the catcher, Steve Swisher. 236 average, 5 homers, 42 RBIs. Swisher, pretty decent catcher behind the plate. Kirby, 3-4, strikeout 19. That's high. Swisher will take a swing, and that is a 1-6, and he lines it right back to Kirby, and he makes the play. A soft liner back to him. Kirby just puts up his glove, and the ball goes into it. 2 outs. 2 men down, and the batter now is the shortstop, Dave Rosello. 242 average, a homer, 11 RBIs for the Cubs. Kirby will pitch. That's a 5-1. That's at the park. Wrigley Field will say 5-4, and that is a home run to center field. Home run to center field. Rosello, however, against a righty has a 0, which means no chance for a home run, and that just goes as a fly out to center, and the inning is over. 1-2-3. Go the Cubs in this inning. No score after 2. Steeler fan 1933 joins us here at the friendly confines. Top of the third, leading off for the Expos, Pete Mccannon, and he is at second base for this game. 224 average, 8 homers, 33 RBIs. Reuschel ready to deal, and that is a 5-2. That's a blank. Mccannon will swing 1-3, and that's a ball hit to left field. That is a 19. Against the righty, McCannon's going to smack himself a triple. He just gets it. Kind of get lost out there in that corner, and McCannon's going to wind up on third with a leadoff triple. That will bring up the pitcher, Clay Kirby. Does not have his own card, so he uses the Expo card. The Expo card has a 111 average. Nobody out. McCannon does have a pretty good, McCannon has a pretty good base running rating, but with the pitcher up though, and it's a bunt rating of 4. The Cubs are going to call the corners in, probably to see if there may be a squeeze play. Let's see if that gets called up. First, we'll roll the strat. That is a 12. Nothing happening there. Reuschel will pitch, and that is a 3-1. That's an error on a throw. I'm going to do it normal. It's going to be a normal play. Kirby will swing, and that is a 2-6, and it's going to be a fly ball to center field. Fly out to center field. Now, that's out number 1. The pitcher card, no sacrifice fly chance. So now can Mccannon come in to score? His base running rating is a 3. Center fielder for the Cubs, his arm rating is a +2. So a 1-5, Mccannon will score. And he does. Believe it or not, Clay Kirby smacks one deep enough, and Mccannon comes in for the score, and the Expos get on top 1-0 on the sacrifice fly. So the leadoff triple does damage for the Cubs. Keith White joins us here at Wrigley Field. Next batter will be Jerry White. There is 1 out. Expos leading 1-0. Reuschel with the pitch. And that is a 1-2 against the lefty switch. That's a blank. White will go ahead and swing 5-3, and he flies out the left. Second out. And now here's Larry Bittner. Bittner singled his first time up. Reuschel with the pitch. And that's a 1-6. That's at the park. Wrigley Field will say 6-5. And that's just going to be a ground out to short. And that will do the inning. So 1 run for the Expos on a triple and a sacrifice fly. Bottom of the third coming up. The Cubs historically won this game 5-4, 23 hits and 3 errors combined. The Expos are up 1-0 in this game. Leading off for the Cubbies, Rick Reuschel, the pitcher, he hit it .229 as a hitter in 76. Kirby with the pitch, 1-1 against a righty. That's a strikeout, and the 3 will get him. He strikes out Reuschel, and that is the first strikeout for Kirby, out number 1. Next up for the Cubs is Monday. Monday 1-for-1 with a single his first time up. And that is Sua Dice. I will re-roll. And that is a 2-2 for Kirby. Possible error. Monday will swing 4-3. That's a ground ball to second base. Ball is hit to Mccannon. His error rating is a 10. That's a 12. He's got it. He'll throw to first. Out number 2. Mccannon kind of bobbles it a little bit, but he makes the play to first. 2 men down now for Jose Cardinal. Cardinal 0-for-1. Kirby looking in. And his pitch, 4-3. Walk plus. That's 17. 10 minus 3 is 7. Plus 10 is 17. He will walk Cardinal, but just barely. Kirby does not like that call, but he's going to have to live with it, as allows Cardinal to go to first on a walk. And now with a runner on first, you have to face Bill Madlock. Madlock is 0-for-1. Infield is normal. They will see if a strat going on. Cardinal, a 5 comes up, a possible steal, but I don't think with a runner with a 12, it would be reduced to a 10. Cardinal's going to stay where he's at. He's going to let a .339 hitter swing away. So Kirby will pitch. That's a 6-1. That's a range play. Madlock will swing 6-6 against a righty. That's a ground ball to second base. The ball is hit to Mccannon. With the infield back, it's only his range is a 1. No, that's going to get by him. That's a base hit from Madlock. Cardinals base running 3 with 2 outs becomes a 4, and a grounder to second base. Yes, he will make third with no problem. So that gets past Mccannon, and now we got runners at the corners. Single for Madlock. And now the Cubs need Jerry Morales to come through. Still 2 outs. They talked to Kirby on the mound, see how he wants to deal with this. Now he says, I'm ready to go. Morales is 0-for-0, walked his first time up. We'll check to see if there's any strat. That is a 5. The answer is no. Kirby will pitch to Morales. G-Puck joins us here at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Kirby will pitch. 3-3 against the righty. Strikeout 5. He got him. He struck out Morales. Side retired. Strikeout number 2 for Kirby. No runs and a hit. The Cubs strand a couple. Still 1-0 after 3. Big K by Kirby. Top of the 4th. Here's Mike Jorgensen. And he will lead off. Jorgensen walked his first time up, so he is 0 for 0. Reuschel will pitch. And that is a 4-5. And it's a wild pitch. Do it again. Reuschel again, 3-4. And that's a possible error. Jorgensen will swing, 3-1. Fly ball to right field. That ball is hit to Morales. His error rating is a 3. That's a 4. He won't make the error. Out number 1. And the only way he would have made an error is if it was a 3 or a 1. A 2, he would not have made the error. But it's a fly out to right, and it's out number 1. Remember, only on odd numbers to the outfield do you have errors. Here's Gary Carter, young kid. Carter grounded out into a double play his last time up. Tribe Fan joins us here at Wrigley Field. 1 out. Reuschel will pitch. 6-6. Blank. He's not tired. The kid will swing. 4-6. And he grounds it to short. Young Gary Carter. And he's in right field for this game, not behind the plate. Here's Parrish. Parrish is 0 for 1. Reuschel will pitch. And 6-6 again. That's a blank, not tired. Parrish will swing. 3-6. He lines out to short. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Reuschel. So Big Daddy doing a good job there. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Fans here in Chicago at Wrigley not happy with the Cubs starting 1-9, but it already looks like their season is pretty in very much jeopardy. Here's Andy Thornton. He'll lead off for the Cubs. Thornton is 0 for 1. Kirby will pitch, and that's a 2-2, possible error. Thornton will swing, 6-2, popped up to short, and that ball is hit to Foley. His error rating is a 6. That's a 3, and he drops it. It pops out of his glove. Tim Foley is called for an error. He drops that ball, and Thornton will automatically get first. That's an E6. Ouch. Foley might have been out of his reach, and it popped out of his glove. So that's an E6, allows Thornton to go to first, and that is the first error on the Expos. They did commit 2 of them in this game historically. So Thornton on at first with an error. Kirby says, come on, man, can't you feel the fly ball? Here's Manny Trio. Trio is 0 for 1. Infield halfway. Checking the strat, 19, nothing happening. Kirby will pitch to Trio. And that's a 2-3 range play at the park. Wrigley Field will say 3-3, and that is a base hit past second base. But it's a range play, and that ball is hit to Trio. His range is a 4, but with the infield halfway, becomes a 3. Does he turn? Does he make the play? No, he does not. That's going to get by him right out of his reach. It's a single. Thornton has a base running rating of 2. He will not make third, though. He will have to hold at second. So Trio does get a base hit, and now the Cubs are in business. So that error could come back to haunt them. And now here is Steve Swisher. Swisher is 0 for 1. And if the infield wasn't halfway, Trio would have made that play. Swisher, they're going to call the infield halfway again. Kirby, though, adds 2 to ground ball double plays. Maybe I should have played the infield back. Runners at first and second. I've got to keep on looking at the pitchers to see if calling the infield play was not the guy there. Who was the defender on Trios at bat? I'm sorry, that was Mccannon. I'm sorry, Trio did the hit. I'm sorry. Mccannon was the play. His rate, it wouldn't have made a difference. It went by him anyway. I keep on forgetting who's in the field and who's not. I got to do something about that one day. I'm just getting old. Kirby will pitch to Swisher. We'll go ahead first and see if there's anything on the strat. No. Kirby will pitch, and that's a 3-1. That's a walk. I'm going to say that's a 17, and that's going to be too high. Kirby will pitch to Swisher, will swing. That's a 5-6, and he grounds it to third. Now, the question is, where on third did it go? And that is a 3, and that is right at the third baseman. Choice of force only at third, or try second to first double play. He's going to try to second to first. 2 plus 2 is 4. Halfway is 5. Second baseman, Mccannon has no arm, so a 1 to 5, they'll turn 2. Yes, they will. Thornton will make third on the play, though. And Swisher and Trio are out, 2 down. Yeah, that was Mccannon, but it still would have gotten by him anyway. 2 outs. As Swisher grounds into a 5-4-3. And now here's Dave Reuschel. Reuschel is 0 for 1. Yeah, Thornton started the year with the Cubs. He winds up on the Expos later, as you can tell by the Expo card he's using. So 2 outs now. Here's Reuschel, runner on third. They'll check to see if there's a strat, and that's a 3, nothing happening. Kirby 1 out away from getting out of a jam. Kirby will pitch. 4-2 against the righty. Strikeout 4. He got him. He strikes out Reuschel, and the Expos get out of it. Third strikeout for Kirby. No runs and a hit. And 1 error after 4. Still 1-0 Expos. Top of the 5th inning coming up. Barry Foote leading off from Montreal. He is 0 for 1. Expos and Cubs. Montreal off to a good 8-4 start. Right now they're tied with the Mets with 8 wins in the National League East. The Cubs 1-9. They got to start winning some games. Reuschel with the pitch. 6-2. That's a walk. The 17 is high. Foote will take a swing. 1-3, and it's a star 5. He grounds out to third. One man down, and here is Tim Foley. Foley 0 for 1. Reuschel 3-1. Error on a throw. Foley will swing 2-2. Ground ball to third. The ball is hit to Madlock. I know the Cubs are in the field. Madlock has an error rating of 8. That's a 4, and he throws wide. It's going to be an error. It's going to be an error on the throw. The throw is hit. The throw is to Thornton. His range is a 3. Does he prevent the ball from getting past him? Yes, he does. But Foley is safe at first, and that is an E5. First error on the Cubs. E5 on Madlock allows Foley to reach first, and Thornton prevents the ball from getting past him. So Foley on it first now, and here is Pete Mccannon. Mccannon is 1 for 1. He tripled his first time up. 1 out. The infield is going to go halfway. Foley on it first. Reuschel with the pit. There's a strat. That's a 2. Possible hit and run, and Foley actually has a couple of stolen bases. Catcher Swisher be a 1-12 if Mccannon strikes out. Nah, I'll let Mccannon. You know what, Mccannon with a 224 average? Yes. Hit and run is on. Foley on his way. They call the hit and run. Reuschel will pitch. And that's going to be a 2-1. That's a double question mark. Mccannon, a righty, a 1-7 is a single up the middle. That's a 9. It's too high. Mccannon will swing. And that is a 5-1. And he grounds it right back to Reuschel on a hit and run. Now, here's how we do the hit and run. Let's see. Mccannon's double play rating a 3. Reuschel is 0, but with its hit back to him, it's a 4. Halfway, it's a 5. And Mccannon is a righty, so that would be a second baseman pivot, which is Trio. -1 is a 4. But the hit and run is on, so it's a 2. So a 1-2, they turn it. No, they do not. Foley's base running rating is a 3. On a hit and run becomes a 5, but with the infield halfway a 4. That 4 is good. Foley will make it to second base. Mccannon is thrown out at first for out number 2. Try a hit and run, but he hits it right back to Big Daddy. And now 2 outs, and that will bring up the pitcher, Kirby. Kirby can only pitch to 20 batters before he gets tired. I'm wondering if they want to bring him out now, since he's batting now. And you know what? They're gonna do that. They're gonna do that. So Kirby is gonna be brought back with a runner on second. The Expos are gonna go to the bullpen early. So they'll go to the bullpen early, but there will be a pinch hitter against Reuschel. And since it's this early in the game, it has to be the player with the most at-bats. And it's going to be Ellis Valentine coming up to bat. Ellis Valentine will pinch hit against Rick Reuschel. Foley on at second, top of the 5th, 1-0 Expos. There are 2 outs. Reuschel ready to deal. We'll check to see if there is a strat, and that is a 4, no. Reuschel throws, and that's a 5-3. Range play. Valentine will swing. 2-3, and it's a ground ball to short. The ball is hit to Reuschel. It's a range play. Infield normal. Range is a 2. Yes, he's got it. What a play by Dave Reuschel. Throws to first. Side retired. So no runs, there wasn't, and no hits. There was an error on the Cubs halfway through the game. A 1-0 slim lead by the Expos. Bottom of the 5th, Rick Reuschel due to bat, and he will bat. So they got right, left, right coming up. The Expos will go to the bullpen. Got a number of pitchers they can bring out here early. We're in the 5th inning, so they actually need a pitcher that can go a few innings here. And they're going to go with Don Carithers. 6-12, 4.43 ERA. Don Carithers will come in for the Expos. He'll come in to pitch to Rick Reuschel here in the bottom of the 5th inning. He can pitch to 9 batters. Kirby does leave with the win. So 1-0, bottom of the 5th. Carithers now pitching for the Expos. And that is a 4-4. That's a blank. He just came in the game, so he's not tired. Reuschel will swing 4-2. He grounds it to third base. Out number 1. And now here's Rick Monday. Monday is 1 for 2, has a single. Carithers with the pitch. 6-1, that's at the park. Wrigley Field will say 2-4, and that is a star 4. That's a ground out to third as well. 2 balls hit to Larry Parrish and makes the play, 2 outs. Here's Cardinal. Cardinal walked his last time up, 0 for 1. Carithers with the pitch. That's a 2-2 against a righty. Strikeout. That 10 is too high. Cardinal will swing 2-6. He flies out to left. A nice job by Carithers. 1, 2, 3. And at the end of 5, it's still 1-0 in favor of the Expos. The Montreal Expos made it to the World Series in my 1994 season restart. Got beaten by the Cubs. In 1985, in my 1985 season, the Expos made the playoffs, but promptly got taken. But were involved in maybe the craziest baseball game I ever played. In that game against the Cardinals in '85. Check that National League Division Series game out if you wish. The Expos and the Cardinals in '85. Chicago Cubs have not been in any playoffs yet. Top of the 6th. Reuschel will pitch to Jerry White. Jerry White will bat. He is 0 for 2. Salvador America joins us here at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Reuschel will pitch. I think it meant White Sox in 94. Yeah, I meant the White Sox in 94. They lost to the White Sox, yeah, in a 7-game World Series. 1-1, and against a switch hitter left, that's a blank. White will go ahead and swing. That's a 2-5. He grounds it to second base. So far, both pitching staffs actually doing a pretty good job. They're also getting some good defense. Here's Larry Bittner. Bittner is 1 for 2, singled in the first. Reuschel, and that is a 4-2 against the lefty. It's a blank. Bittner will swing 6-1. He flies out to center. 2 men down. Yes, that was a good series. It went 7. And now Mike Jorgensen. Jorgensen is 0 for 1. He did walk in the first. Reuschel, 1-1 against the lefty. That's a blank. Jorgensen will take a swing, 6-5. He flies out to center. Reuschel continues to pitch very well. If it wasn't for the sacrifice fly, this would be a tie game. It's still that's a 1-2-3 inning for Big Daddy again. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Don Carruthers will pitch against Bill Madlock. Madlock is 1 for 2. 1-0 Expos here in a game that the Cubs got to start winning games. 1 win, 9 losses. Not off to a good start. Expos are, though. They're 8 and 4. Carruthers will the pitch. 5-1. Walk plus that 20 is going to be too high. Madlock an 11. Walk plus 10, 21. Minus 3 is 18. Madlock doesn't walk. Madlock will swing, though, 4-6. He'll take it either way. It's a base hit to left. Madlock gets that single. Second hit of the game for him. He's now 2 for 3. And now here's Jerry Morales. Morales is 0 for 1. Infield is going to go halfway. Madlock on at first. Let's see if anything on the strat. A 9, no. Carruthers will pitch. That's a 2-1 range play. Morales swings 4-3 against the righty. That's a base hit past the pitcher. Carruthers, however, it's a range play, though. His range is a 4. His range is a 4, but with the infield half A, it doesn't matter. His range does not change because he's the pitcher. So his range is a 4. Does he make the play? Yes, he does. Carruthers got it. Now do they turn 2, 3, 4. And Morales is hitting from the right side, so second base is pivot, which is Mccannon. No adjustment. A 1-4, they turn it. Yes, they do easily. Carruthers practically underhands it to second, and he routine throw to first. 2 outs. Philip Reynolds joins us here at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. 2 outs as Morales grounds into the 1-4-3 double play. Stadium groans a little bit. Here's Andy Thornton. Thornton reached on an error his first time up. Or second time up, I should say. He's 0 for 1. Nice play by Carruthers. Pitch. 2-2. Strikeout chance against a righty. That 4 got him. Struck him out. Side retired. No runs. There was a hit. After 6, the Expos are keeping the Cubs at bay. 1-0. We go to the top of the 7th in this pitcher's duel here at Wrigley Field. A far cry from the 5-4 win that the Cubs had, but you never know. Here's the kid. Carter is 0 for 2, starting the top of the 7th. Reuschel with the pitch, and that's a 1-4. Strikeout 8. Got him. Struck him out. Reuschel gets a K. And that's his first one of the game. That's strikeout number 1 for Reuschel. He's not been a hard thrower today. That's out number 1. One man down. The next batter is Larry Parrish. Parrish 0 for 2. Reuschel will go ahead and deal. 3-1. Error on a throw. Parrish will swing 2-3, and that's going to be a base hit past shortstop. The ball is hit to Reuschel. His error rating is a 9. That's a 5, and he's going to make an error, and actually, that's an error on a throw. Let me just double check. I think that is an infield single, and it's going to be a throwing error. It's picked up by Reuschel, and he throws to try to get Parrish. Had no chance. That's an error on a throw, and Parrish will go to second. That's a single and an error. So a base hit for Parrish and an E6, and that is the second error on the Cubs. Puts a big run at second base for Montreal. The job ended, guys. I've not been working for the last week and a half. I had to leave it. Runner on second base. Here's Barry Foote. Foote is 0 for 2. 1 out. Reuschel can't believe that they actually tried to get the out, but so the throw went wide. So now a chance for Montreal. Am I rolling a strat? Yes, I am. That's an 11. Nothing happening on the strat. Reuschel will pitch to Foote. 3-6. That's a range play. Foote will go ahead and swing. 3-2. And that's a double to right field, but it's a range play. The ball is hit to Morales. Jerry Morales has a range of a 3. Does he turn this double into an out? No, he doesn't. That is going to be a double. Parrish will come in to score. Foote will go to second, and the Expos now lead 2-0. RBI double by Foote. Brings in a run. Stadium groans. And now the batter is Tim Foley. Cubs bullpen getting ready. Reuschel is due to bat 4th in the inning. They like to see if he can get out of it. That error does prove costly for the Cubs. Foley is up. He is 0 for 1, but he did reach on an error. 1 out. Top of the 7th. 2-0 Expos now. Check to see if there's a strat. Nothing happening. Reuschel will pitch. 6-4, and against the righty, strikeout, but the 20 is high. Foley does get to swing. That's a 5-5, and he flies out to left. And Foote holds at second base. That's out number 2. And a chance now for Pete Mccannon. Mccannon is 1 for 2, has a triple in the game. I hope so, too. I got time, but unfortunately, it might have cost my unemployment. Foote on at second base. Mccannon at the plate. Reuschel on the mound. 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Check to see if anything happening. No. Reuschel will pitch. 4-3. That's a walk. That 18 is high. Mccannon gets the swing. 3-5. Star 6. And he grounds it to short. And that will end the inning. Expos get 1 run. on 2 hits and an error. The Expos are in control at the moment. And we are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing your take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Thank you, everybody out there in the land that worries about me. Who knows? If things don't improve, I might have to do this streaming in a box under the bridge. Where are we? Bottom of the 7th. Like to remind you, more exciting action. Remember, don't go away. 10-minute ticker coming up after the game. And tomorrow we'll take a nice little trip north. We'll be going to Tiger Stadium tomorrow. As we now to tomorrow night, it will be the Texas Rangers taking on the Detroit Tigers. Bill Singer will be on the mound for the Rangers and Vern Rule for the Tigers. So tomorrow, Texas at Detroit. We go back to the American League at Tiger Stadium. So for you Detroit fans out there, if there are any, we got the Tigers on the board tomorrow. Bottom of the 7th, Expos leading the Cubs 2-0. Don Carruthers is going to stay on the mound at least for now. Manny Trio leading off for the Cubs. Trio is 1 for 2. Carruthers will pitch to him. And it's a 3-5. That's a blank. Trio will swing 5-3. He flies out to center. Out number 1. And here is Swisher. Swisher 0 for 2. As long as the box under the bridge is good lighting, we won't mind. I'm already trying to see how many candles I'm going to need in order to do the job. Carruthers 3-5. Blank. Swisher will swing 1-4. He pops out to short. Out number 2. Expos pitching doing a heck of a job tonight. 2 men down. Here's Dave Reuschel. Reuschel is 0 for 2. Carruthers looking on. Reuschel ready to deal. Here it comes. And that's a 6-2 hit by pitch. That 2, yep, he plunked him. 3 plus 10 is 13, and he hits Reuschel. Not something Carruthers wanted to do. So that puts him on first. And in a way, that's a good thing for the Cubs because Rick Reuschel due to bat, and that's going to be it for Reuschel. So he is out of the game, which allows the Cubs to bring in a fresh pitcher for the 8th. We'll see a new batter. And has to be the most at bats since it's this early in the game. And coming on for the Cubs will be Joe Wallace. Joe Wallace will pinch hit. Don Carruthers is now tired. And the question is, do they want him to pitch? And Carruthers is due to lead off. They're going to see if they can get him to get this inning over. A single one will not score a run. But they're going to have Carruthers in there to see if he can pitch to Wallace. Joe Tarzan Wallace, yes. Don Carruthers looking in. Reuschel on it first. I am rolling a strat. That's a 19, nothing happening. Does the box have Wi-Fi? I may have to have it installed. Carruthers with the pitch. 4-5. Strikeout. 13. No, too high. Wallace does swing. 6-6. And he flies out to right field. Side retired. A hit batter is all the Cubs get. And after 7, 2-0 still in favor of the Expos. Pinch hitter coming in for the Expos in the top of the 8th, as Carithers has done his job very well. And coming on to pitch for the Expos is my favorite name in baseball history, Pepe Manguel. How can you not love a guy by the name of Pepe? Pepe Manguel, best name in baseball history. Pepe Manguel will lead off. The Cubs do have to bring out a pitcher, and they're going to probably go with a right-hander in this case. See who the Expos want to bring in. And they're going to bring in Rick Reuschel's brother, Paul Reuschel. He's the reliever. Paul Reuschel's going to come in and come into pitch. Paul Reuschel, 4-2, 3 saves, a 4.55 ERA. He will pitch now to Pepe Manguel. So from one Reuschel to another. Top of the 8th. Reuschel will pitch. 4-1, strikeout 11, got him, struck him out. He gets Pepe, who will be on the Mets in 77 and 78, I believe. One man down, here's Jerry White. White is 0 for 3. Reuschel with the pitch. 1-4, home run question mark. White is hitting from the left side, a 1-17, that's a 1, but against hitting from the left side, that's a 1, it passes. White is a 5. A 1-5, White hits this one out of here. He's got a 25% chance to hit a homer. Yes, he does. That ball, kaboom, high, deep, gone. Home run, Jerry White. He got it. Oh, boy. He only had 2 home runs that year, and it looks like I just hit the one he just did. Jerry White smacks a home run. The Cubs fans throw it right back onto the field. And now the Expos lead 3-0. Stadium groans. Ugh. Home run, Jerry White. And now here's Larry Bittner. Bittner is 1 for 3. As Paul Reuschel gives up a homer. Reuschel with the pitch. 2-2, strikeout, 17 is high. Bittner will swing. 5-6, ground out to first. And that's out number 2. 2 outs for Mike Jorgensen. Jorgensen is 0 for 2. Reuschel looking in. Ready to deal. And that is a 1-6. Error on a grounder. Jorgensen will swing 3-5. That is a ground ball to second base. The ball is hit to Trio. His error rating is a 5. That's a 4. He picks it up and it comes right out of his hand. That's going to be an error on Trio. Jorgensen safe at first. E4. And that is the 3rd error on the Cubs in this game. Mike Jorgensen will reach first on an error on Manny Trio. And now here's the kid. Carter is 0 for 3. Expos leading 3-0 here, top of the 8th. Reuschel not getting the job done, but that was an error, so that really wasn't all his fault. Cub bullpen going on again. There's 2 outs, and there is no strat. Reuschel will pitch. 6-4. That's a walk plus, and he will walk Carter. He walks Carter on a 2. Walk plus 10, and now runners at first and second. And now here's Larry Parrish. And that's going to be it for Paul Reuschel as he is coming there, yanking him out. As the Cubs are done there. And they're going to bring in a lefty to deal with Parrish. Down 3-0. They would not bring in their main closer, but they're going to go with Buddy Schultz. 1 win, 1-1, 2 saves, a 6.08 ERA though. They're looking just to get one out, and Parrish hits lefties a little worse. Buddy Schultz will now pitch to Larry Parrish here. 2 outs, top of the 8th, 3-0. Parrish is 1 for 3, singled, and reached an extra base on an error. Cubs have 3 errors today. Check, no strike. Schultz will pitch. 1-1. Wild pitch. The 4 is too high. Ball 1. Swisher stops it in his tracks. They'll try it again. Schultz. 1-4. Double question mark. Right. Parrish is a righty. A 1-19's a base hit right up the middle. That's a 7. It's a single by Parrish right past Schultz. So it looks like I chose the wrong pitcher. That's a single 1. Jorgensen's base running rating of 3. He will come in to score. Gary Carter has very good speed in this year. And he, with a base running rating of 4, becomes a 5 with 2 outs. He will make third. Parrish goes to first. And the Expos are now up 4-0. Base hit, RBI single by Parrish. As the error really hurts here. And the batter now is Barry Foote, and Cubs fans are beginning to exit here, even though it's the 8th inning. Schultz will pitch to Foote. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Now 4-0 Expos. No strat. Schultz will pitch. That's a 6-1. Against a righty, it's a blank. Foote will swing. That's a 4-2, and he grounds it to second base. Trio will get this one. Throws to first. Side retired. 2 runs on 2 hits and 1 error. A big home run by Jerry White. Bottom of the 8th. Expos are now leading 4-0. Top of the order for the Cubs. Here's Rick Monday. The Expos historically scored 4 runs in this game, but the Cubs scored 5. The Expos have scored 4 runs, but the Cubs haven't. Monday leads off, and the Expos will bring on a new pitcher. And they got left, right coming on, so I think the Expos will go with a righty. And they got a 4-run lead. Bring in a decent pitcher if they can. Game is not totally out of it yet. They're going to go with Wayne Granger. 1 win, no losses, 2 saves, a 3.66 ERA. Wayne Granger will pitch to Rick Monday here, bottom of the 8th inning. As Salvador America says, smelling a rally. Granger will pitch. 5-5, home run with a question mark. Monday a lefty, a 1-7, the 10 is high. Monday will swing. And that's a 1-4, and he flies out to right. Man, Cubs are not getting any help tonight. Maybe one of the reasons why they are 1-9. Here's Cardinal. Cardinal 0 for 2 with a walk. Granger will pitch. 3-2, that's a blank. Cardinal takes a swing at it. 3-5. He flies out to right as Carter puts away both of them out there, 2 outs. And now here's Bill Madlock. Madlock is 2 for 3 tonight. He has 2 of the 4 Cubs hits. Granger will pitch, and that's a 2-1. That's a blank. Madlock will swing for 2. He grounds it to second base. A 1-2-3 inning for Granger. Side retired. The Cubs are just not getting anything going their way. After 8, 4-0 Expos. Some days you're the bug and some days you're the windshield. Yeah. Some days you get the bear and sometimes some days the bear gets you. Top of the ninth inning. Schultz is coming out of the game. The Cubs will go to another pitcher here. And I think they're going to go with a right-hander here. And coming on to pitch for the Cubs is going to be Oscar Zamora. 5 wins, 3 losses, 3 saves, a 5.24 ERA. His job, just try to keep it 4-0 and maybe hope for 9-inning magic. Oscar Zamora will pitch to Tim Foley here. Top of the ninth. Zamora with the pitch. 1-4. Strikeout. 10 too high. Foley will swing. 6-2. Flies out to center. 1 man out. And now here's Pete Mccannon. Mccannon is 1 for 3. Has a triple in the game. Zamora with the pitch. 2-4. Strikeout. 7. That works. He got him there. Struck him out. 2 down. Pinch hitter coming up for Wayne Granger. As the Expos will go to the bench. Granger due to bat. They can bring in anybody they want here. This is the 9th inning. And they're going to go with Jose Morales. 316 average. Jose Morales will bat against Oscar Zamora here, top of the 9th. Yep, the good news is they get to play again tomorrow. Zamora will pitch to Morales. And that is a 2-6. Blanky's not tired. Morales will swing 2-3, and he grounds it to second base. And a 1-2-3 inning for Zamora. And that's pretty good for him. Still 4-0 in favor of the Expos. Will we see some 9th inning magic? Leading off for the Cubs is Jerry Morales. He will bat. They got right coming up. The Expos are going to go ahead and bring in their closer, or at least he had the most appearances. He appeared in half the games of the season for the Expos, and that is Dale Murray. 4 wins, 9 losses, 13 saves, a 3.26 ERA. He appeared in 81 games, so he was 50% of the time he was on the mound. Bottom of the 9th, Expos leading 4-0. Murray coming in to try to close. Pitch from Murray. 2-2. That's a blank. Morales will swing. 1-4. Fly out to left. Out number 1. 1 man down, and the batter is Andy Thornton. Thornton is 0 for 2. Reached on an error, and he has a 194 average. Do I want to pinch hit for him? And believe it or not, there really is nobody on the bench I could really replace him with. I'm going to let him hit. I don't think it matters. Thornton will go ahead and bat against Murray. Murray with the pitch. 5-1. That's a blank. Thornton does take a swing, and that's 2-5. He grounds out to third. And that's out number 2. And the last chance now for the Cubs is Trio. Trio is 1 for 3. Murray looking in, ready to shut this Cubs team out. They are 1 win and 9 losses. And the way the Cubs are playing this game, I actually understand the reason why FastScore has not been good to the Cubs. Murray will pitch. 1-6 against the righty. It's a blank. Trio will swing. 5-6. It's a ball hit to center field. That is a 20. Against the righty, it's way too high. It's hit to center. Jerry White gets under it, pumps once, pumps twice. Pumps his glove once, twice, puts out his glove, blah, and the ball falls into it. That's your game. Montreal shuts out the Cubs 4-0, and the Cubs already have their 10th loss of the year. And we're still in late April. Final line score coming up. as the Cubs were absolutely lethargic in this game. 75 and 87 and 76. The way they're going, they may not have that many wins. They were terrible in this game tonight. Final line score coming up, and then 10-minute ticker. For the Expos, 4 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. For the Chicago Cubs, no runs, 4 hits, and 3 errors. Clay Kirby picks up the win. Rick Reuschel will get the loss. There was no save. So the Expos now get their 9th win of the year with that victory. And the Cubs are already 1-10. It is time for a 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore from Replay Baseball. Not a complete 10-minute ticker, only 3 games on April 22nd and a full schedule on the 23rd. So 10-minute ticker won't take as long. So the Expos get that 4-0 win on Chicago. And yet, take a look at this. The Expos had a 7 and the Cubs had an 18. So if this was done fast score, the Cubs probably might have won this. But that's why I play the games on the board. Let's go to fast score now and let's see how it goes. Make sure you can get everything on the score so you can see it all. First up, this is April 22nd. Kansas City's at Milwaukee. The blue die will be read first. Kansas City has an 11. And that is a 63. That's excellent. That's 7 runs for the Royals. Milwaukee has a 6. 11. That's awful. That's a 0. That's the worst it can get. So Kansas City shut out the Expos. Dodgers taking on the Astros. I know, Steeler fan. Gonna watch this one. It was Doug Rao versus Joaquin Andujar. Dodgers have a 9. A 12. That's not a good roll. That is 0. For the Dodgers, but the Astros have a 4. They still need a good roll. They'll get it. 53. They will shut the Dodgers out. 4-0. So in this date, every game is a shutout. How about that? Kansas City shuts out Milwaukee 7-0. The Expos beat the Cubs 4-0. And the Astros beat the Dodgers 4-0. All 3 games are a shutout. So the Astros win. As Steeler fan will be very happy with that. Now moving on to the 23rd. Boston Red Sox taking on the Chicago White Sox. The White Sox have not won a game yet. They are 0-8. And I'll show that to you real quick. The White Sox are 0-8. They have not won a game yet. Boston has Louis T on the mound. They got a 12. A 25. That's going to be 3 runs. Can the White Sox get their first win of the year? A 66, definitely. With a 6, they will finally get it. They get 8 runs. The White Sox beat the Red Sox 8-3. As I know, Salvador America now will chastise me for jinxing the game probably. Oakland taking on Cleveland. Good matchup. Vita Blue against Dennis Eckersley. Oakland has a 9. 33, and that is 3 runs. Cleveland has a 3. 14, not good enough. That's going to be 0. Oakland beats the Indians. Texas against Detroit. We have this game tomorrow. Texas has a 15. 64, that's pretty good. That's going to be 9 runs for the Rangers. Detroit has a 10. 34, not good enough. That's 3 runs. Texas beats Detroit. California taking on Milwaukee. California has a 6. 16, and that is 1 run. Milwaukee has a 7. 66. Wow, getting a lot of 60s in this one. That's 9 runs. The Brewers will crush the Angels. Kansas City taking on the Yankees. Kansas City has a 10, 16, and that's only 2 runs. Yankees have a 14, 53. That's going to be good enough for 6 runs. The Yankees will beat the Royals. New York Mets taking on the Astros. I know, Steeler fan watching this one. My Mets have Jerry Koosman on the mound, and they've got a 16. A 55. That's a great roll for my Mets. They get 7 runs. The Astros have a 4 with Mike Cosgrove. 66. Do they win? Yes, they do. They get a 66. That is 8 runs, and the Astros beat my Mets 8-7. Holy cow. My Mets, so I get jinxed. I go ahead and jinx the Red Sox, and the dice don't go my way there. Ouch. Cubs taking on the Dodgers. The Cubs have an 8. 63, and that is 6 runs. Is that going to be enough for the Dodgers? They have a 9. 21, and that is 2 runs. The Cubs will get a victory finally. Cincinnati taking on the Expos. The Reds have a 22. 64. Wow, that's 11 runs. Reds, big red machine does the job. Montreal with a 4. I don't think they can win it anyway. 55, no. The best, that was 4 runs. And the Reds continue to pound the National League. Atlanta taking on Philadelphia. The Braves have a 6. And that is 56 for the Braves. 56 for the Braves. And that is, what is it? I got a 6. 56 for the Braves. And that is 5 runs. Phillies with an 18. Jim Lonborg on the mound. 32. Is that going to be enough? No, that's 5 runs. We got extra innings. Atlanta taking on the Phillies in extras. Atlanta has a 0 clutch. A 1. Philadelphia has -4 clutch. So they need a high roll. A 1. Nope. That's going to be a win for the Braves. So they had a 1. So it's minus. So it becomes a 3. So I'm going to give the Braves 3 runs. And they will win the game 8-5 over the Phillies. Cardinals taking on the Padres. Cardinals have a 5. 51. Good roll. That's 4 runs. Padres have a 4. And that is a 51 on a 4. And that is 4 runs. We got a tie. We got extra innings between the Cardinals and the Padres. Cardinals, St. Louis, -1 clutch. 6 minus 1 is 5. The Padres have a +2. 4 plus 2 is 6. The Padres will win it by 1 run. The 6 beats the 5. San Diego wins it 5-4. Finally, Pittsburgh taking on the Giants. Pittsburgh has a 9. 45, and that is 4 runs. And a 9 for the Giants. That's a 16, and that is 2 runs. The Pirates will beat the Giants 4-2. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have the Texas Rangers taking on the Detroit Tigers. Bill Singer playing against Vern Rule. Bob B joins us here late in the game. Ask where I got the colored dice. I go to any gaming shop. You'll find all the colors you want. And some of the colors I have, if I can't find the color, I just order a pack of dice from the mail. That's all, from Amazon or something. Salvador America, Bears Den, Bob B. Let's see here. Steeler fan, Philip Reynolds, Tribe fan, Bears Den, G Puck, Keith White, Archie. Thank you for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out through the turnstiles. Subscribe if you've not done so. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you tomorrow night for a game between Texas and Detroit. But tonight, it's the Expos shutting out the Cubs 4-0. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.